top 5 mistakes done by auditor, whether internal or auditor, like it is applicable to everyone. We like to learn this. You can take screenshot wherever you want. You can take the screenshot. Okay, great. Okay, so let's get started, and we'll learn like how to like what are the top 5 mistakes done by the auditor and how you can avoid that. Okay, if you want, you can write, you can make, of course it's always good practice to make notes, right? Taken that screenshot. Thank you. So what are top 5 mistakes to avoid by the auditors, and identify the same mistakes, avoid this and those, avoid those to master auditing skills and grow your career. And I've seen that these mistakes are pretty done by many people. What are those? Okay, let me now put chat on the admin only so that you can concentrate on the content. Yeah. Okay. So let me put on the chat on the admin mode so that only I can see your chat. Okay. So there are many mistakes which is done by auditor, not auditing. Auditors, what are these? Number one, they have do not ask the right question. When I say do not ask the right question, what do I mean? That there are two kind of question. One is like we say is the close-ended question versus open-ended question. Now I'm just sharing based on my experience of last 18 years. I have like got opportunity to conduct 1,000+ audits, like 1,000+ audit, internal, external, like multinational companies, big companies, small companies. So I'm sharing this based on my experience. You will not find it written somewhere else. Like this is based on my personal experience. So these are like, one is we say the close-ended and the other is we say open-ended. So what is the difference between close-ended and open-ended? So close-ended question means which can be answered in one line. जिसको एक line में answer कर सकते हैं. For example, आज सुबह खाने में क्या खाया? What did you eat in the morning? Bread and butter. Close-ended question. Now open-ended question, can you tell me your routine from morning to evening, morning to night? Can you tell me your routine? Will this be close-ended, open-ended? This will be an open-ended question. ये क्या होगा आपका? Open-ended question होगा. You understand? So auditor should always start with open-ended question. Like you should not say, इसका calibration किया? Have you done this calibration? No. You should ask, what is your calibration process? आपका calibration process क्या है? What is your customer complaint handling process? What is your incoming inspection process? What is your auditing process? So why you should ask open-ended question? So that you, number one, make auditor comfortable. Make auditor comfortable. Is auditor comfortable now with you? So that number two, so that he himself, वो खुद will give you the maximum information. Okay. And then let's say you ask, what is your customer complaint handling process? And then he will say, my customer complaint handling process is, I get complaint from the customer by call, by email, or they update in the portal. I see that, I acknowledge that, I raise quality alert, I give that to shop floor, I start the analysis, do immediate correction wherever I need to hold material or do some immediate action. Then I do root cause analysis. Within 3 days or 4 days, I submit the action plan, like that. Now he's telling you the process. Now he say, okay, I see the complaint in the through portal. Okay, then you say, can you show me? Can you show me? So this is a Ramban. Ramban means a very good method, but can you show me? But first, you should start with open-ended question. Let him tell all the system and process, and then you can definitely tell them, can you show me this process? Can you show me this complaint has come, whether you have raised the quality alert or not? तुमने quality alert reduce किया नहीं किया? But never start with close-ended question. You can start close-ended question, but in between, not in the beginning stage. And I have seen this mistake done by many auditors, especially internal audits. So do not ask the right question. Start with the open-ended question. Okay, so that let the auditor speak and let him be comfortable. And then next you can definitely use this. Can you show me? This is a very good method, but never start with the close end question. This is very, very important, right? Number two, good preparation readiness for it. I have seen many auditors, they are not prepared. They don't have the readiness of audit. It's very, very important. Sometimes I have seen auditing, they are more smart. Auditing, they have more knowledge. Auditor has weak knowledge. Why it has happened? Because whenever you go for audit, always and always what to do? Always and always study SOP, study turtle diagram, study their performance indicator. What is the performance indicator? Kya hai is department ki performance indicator? You must always and always study this. Whenever you're going for audit, you must study this, because if you study this, by default, you will understand what's the outcome which you want to see. You are going for audit of customer complaint handling. You would like to see what is the MIS, customer complaint trend, right? What is the process? You want to look at manufacturing quality, you want to audit purchasing, you want to audit HR, human resource. You know what is that you need to see? Performance indicator, attrition, training plan versus actual. What is their SOP? When training get initiated, what's the sequence and steps? So what happened? It's very, very easy. It's not difficult. But of course, I see people don't study this SOP, don't study this diagram. They become confused. Auditing go. So it's very, very important as a good auditor, you have good competence, you want to have good competence, you want to have good impression. Of course, you should have like good knowledge of the standard, good knowledge of the SOP, good knowledge of turtle diagram, good knowledge of what is the outcome which you want to see. That's the second thing. Weak confidence as an auditor, and this I have observed. Like, why this weak confidence? Because I see people don't have the knowledge of standard, and this is because standard knowledge is very, very important. Where what is written? Where what is written? Which clause what is written? Right? What are the different cases which are there, and how you can formulate your non-conformity? What is the standard requirement? What are the clause requirement? I have seen people, they are less confident about this. So they have weak confidence as an auditor, and because of that, which reflect in their auditing. And I have seen because of that, they are not able to add value. Because of that, they themselves are not confident. If you yourself are not confident, how you are going to do the audit in a better way, how you are able to ask better question. So this will, how you will be able to overcome that when you have very good knowledge of the standard clauses requirement, what it says, and when you are able to like linkage of those requirements with the SOP, standard operating procedure. When you will be able to do that, you will be a confident auditor, right? Number 4, this is very, very important. Inferences versus fact. What does it mean? Inferences versus fact. Inferences means that you might be thinking this is happening. Fact means that you go in the depth, you establish the linkages, okay, and you see to and fro linkages. This is very, very important. When you say inferences, that means it's in a hurry to give the non-conformity, in a hurry to give the non-conformity. No, see the facts, see the SOP, see the standard. And I'll give you one example, and this happened with me, and it's a real fact, and you will understand that why it is important that as an auditor, good auditor, why you must always focus on fact and not on the inferences. Many years back, I went to one company. They were that was a company based out of Uttarakhand in Hardwar. Hardwar, there's a place, Har Ki Ganga, Gangaji Ghat. Okay, and there, like, I'll tell you that there was a ghat. You understand? There was like river Ganga was there, and there was one ghat. Not Rishikul Ghat. That was Rishikul Ghat. I think 1.5-2 kilometers from the main ghat. And it was early in the morning. Subah time tha. I went there, and it was 5:30 a.m. in the morning. And I was there, and I see one person. He was sitting beside Mandir temple. So it's like Mandir tha. He was sitting and he was doing like this. I thought, what he's doing? A madman, pagal aadmi, madman. He's eating tobacco in the morning. Surti kha raha hai, surti. Tobacco. He's eating tobacco. Huh? So there's a way. Like I said, what is he doing? A madman sitting near river Ganga. People come here to worship, and he's eating tobacco in the morning. And after some time, I saw him. He got up from his got up from his seat and from his that stair, and he was doing like that. He was spitting. I thought he's spitting. I thought what he's doing. He's eating tobacco, and now he's eating near River Ganga and near temple, and now he's spitting in a holy river. And I was like angry. I was getting angry, and I was thinking in my mind how I should tell him. I should tell him, hey man, what are you doing? Why you are eating? You are eating, but why you are spitting in River Ganga? People come here for worship. So I was like getting angry from within, and I was getting courage. I was gathering that courage to speak how I should speak. I'm not local. He is a localite. He might beat me. There may be unnecessary fight. So I was thinking how I should speak, but I took courage. I gathered courage. I gathered courage. I went to him, and as I was about to speak, he turned up. He turned to me. I looked at him. I looked at his hand. In his hand, he was holding fish ball, aate ki goliyan, fish ball. And when he was actually, in the river temple, then beside temple, he was not making tobacco. He was making fish ball. वो आटे की गोलियां बना रहा था. And he was not spitting. He was feeding the fish. वो fish को खिला रहा था. And he looked at me. I looked at him, and I, behaved like I haven't seen him. I just, tried to did like this exercise. Behaved I'm doing exercise, and he went away. The real story. Now you tell me this one thing. What I was thinking. I was focusing on what? I was focusing on inferences. I was thinking that he is making tobacco, he's eating tobacco, he's spitting tobacco in River Ganga. No, but he was doing, he was making fish ball, aate goliyan. He was not spitting, he was feeding the fish. But what I was doing, I was focusing on inferences. I was not focusing on fact. And the same mistake done by the many auditors. They are too much in hurry to give the non-conformity, and this you must have seen with external auditor also. So what is required? Be patient, have patience, look for more data, look for more SOP, look for correct reference, and then give the non-conformity. I will tell you this one thing. Those of who undergo this lead auditor training program, there's a test, there's an examination, there's a testing which is happening. There's a test. Okay. At the end of the course, there's a test. And I'll give you this, I'll tell you this. Like there's one section 4. In section 4, there are like 20 marks and 10 marks for there's 10 marks for identifying the correct NC. There's 10 marks for identifying correct NC. Now they will give you situation. If it's a correct NC, if it's actually it is an NC, actual NC, let's say in actual it's a NC, they will give you some objective evidence. What objective evidence thing? If it's an NC, you categorize that as an NC, okay? Then and you write everything okay, you will get 10 marks. But if actually there is not an NC, if that objective evidence is not a non-conformity, you categorize that an non-conformity, what you will get is 0 marks. You understand what I'm telling? If actually it is a non-conformity, you categorize as a non-conformity, give everything okay, give everything right statement and everything, you get 10 marks. But if it is not an NC and you say it's an NC, you get 0 marks. So what they are trying to do? They are trying to say that do not focus on inferences, focus on fact. Focus on fact, right? If you love this, if you understand this, and you think that this is something which need to be practiced, just write fact in the comment. If a fact likh do comment mein, so that I got to know that you understand. And as you become auditor, as you become a lead auditor, as you do the audit, always focus on fact. Do not focus on inferences. Don't be in a hurry. Look at evidence, look at SOP, and then give the non-conformity, right? Yeah, thank you. I can see Suresh, Vinayak, Ganesh. Very good. Excellent. Good. So we'll move to last mistakes, which is many auditors we see, they don't know how to write what should be NC methodology, what should be correct non-conformity methodology. They don't understand writing this correct non-conformity methodology. And believe me, this non-conformity is seen by management, auditing, external consultant, external customers, right? So if you do not know how to write the non-conformity, I have seen people might make fun of you. People might make fun. They say, what NC you have written? You don't write correct non-conformity. You don't know the correct methodology of writing non-conformity. There's a structure. There's a system which is there of writing a non-conformity. There's a structure of writing a non-conformity. And if you do not understand that structure, and that is a structure like which you understand in the basically in a very, very detailed way in the lead audit training program. If you do not, they do not write that in a structured way, people will not be able to interpret, people will not be able to understand what corrective action we need to do, right? So there's a methodology, how to write non-conformity statement, how to identify correct clause, how to write the objective evidence, how to write the standard language, what reference to take is very, very important. What should be the correct methodology? Maybe I think we can someday we can do a separate session on that. This could be a itself 1 hour to 2 hour session. Okay. So these are the top 5 mistakes. I will again repeat. Number 1, what are top 5 mistakes done by auditor? Number 1, they do not ask the right question. Always start with the open-ended question. Do not start with a close-ended question. In between, you can definitely ask close-ended question, but start with the open-ended question. Number 2, no good preparation, readiness for the audit. Always understand data diagram and SOP. What process is there before you go for the audit. Number 3, be confident as an auditor. Very good. You need to have very good knowledge of standard clause requirements. We should be able to link that with the what you are auditing. Number 4, very, very important. Do not focus on inferences. Always focus on fact. And number last is with non-conformity methodology has to be understood. At how to write an NC clause number, what is NC statement, how to write objective evidence. So there should be a correct sequence and the correct structure, which basically you study in detail in the lead audit training program. Okay, so these are the 5